Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be an analysis of some of the most popular futures markets out there for day traders. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, one quick clarification. I'll be using the 1 hour time frame. So for those of you that are beginners, what that means is each one of these candlesticks, as they're called, represents 60 minutes or 1 hour's worth of price action. So market number one we're going to take a look at is the NQ. And as a reminder, even if you just trade the MNQ, these mirror image one another. So you can always apply what's being talked about here to the MNQ. But it was another rough ride here as the price continues to put in lower lows. This trend line here somewhat held up, but I'm not really that convinced that it's relevant anymore. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that area. Going in today, though, this was an area of support at the 21,315 area. And based on a foundation rule and charting, when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So as right now, yeah, the price is bouncing. But personally, I wouldn't get too excited about the bounce until the price can, at bare minimum, get back above that area of resistance right there. I'm going to go ahead and actually get rid of these levels up here as they serve their purpose for now. And I don't want to risk causing clutter and confusion because you have lines everywhere. And I think more of a straighter forward level that a lot of people are going to be keeping a close eye on is this overarching, whoops, let's try that again. Is this overarching trend line right here. So let me change that just to make it look a little different. So keep an eye on these couple. You know what? Let's just get rid of that level too. As far as I'm concerned, as long as the price is down below this trend line right there, then that means that the bears are in full control. So sure, there can be bounces. There is a little bit of a bounce. There is a bit of a bounce. There is a bounce. And even right now, there is a bounce. Now, that's not to say this bounce is for sure guaranteed to roll back over. All I'm saying is that I would personally be very skeptical of any sort of bounce right now until the price can prove itself by getting above that trend line right there. But even if it gets above there, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done because not that far away, you then have the 50-period moving average looming overhead. So keep an eye on that dynamic too if it does try to make a push back in the upwards direction. In terms of levels of support, nothing fancy here. Just a question of where did the bleeding finally stop today? That was down there at the 20,990 mark. So 20,990 will be the key area of support. Again, just based on the fact that that's where as low as it went on the day here. But yes, I think the main dynamic here is all about the downtrending trend line. And as long as the price is below there, I would be very skeptical of anything bullish. Next one here, taking a look at the ES. And same general idea, a lot of lines here. I'm just going to delete those out. And as the case was with the NQ, want to get an overall trend line in place here. And on the note here of, the NQ, think about it, still had room to go before it was even going to do battle with this. But as of right now, price is still pretty close to potentially curling up around and then doing battle with it again. So it doesn't have to travel a great distance until it can do battle with that line. But just like the NQ, even if the price does push through it, not that far away, you have the 50-period moving average looming overhead. But I will say that the ES looks better than the NQ just because, it's actually knocking on the door of it right now. So keep that in mind as far as kind of the two main areas of resistance going into the next session, the trend line there, and then 50-period moving average. And then once again, and I realize I sound sort of like a broken record, but these ones are just mirror imaging each other so much the past few days. But as far as levels of support, just ask the question, where did the bleeding finally stop today? And that was at 59.24, so I'd keep a close eye on that. But yeah, all in all, I'm still skeptical of anything bullish until the price can not only get above, but stay above that red line. And I make this stay above because right here, yeah, the price did actually get above it, but you can see didn't last very long and then back down the price went. So it's a twofold attack. It's got to be getting above that resistance line and then being able to stay above it. So we'll see if the bulls can get that job done in the next session. Next one here, the YM, and the YM is a totally different story. There are no downtrending trend lines right now. There is, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watch past videos, but there is this sideways channel, and the sideways channel didn't play out perfectly, but if we can give a little bit of grace in each direction, played out very, very accurately. So again, if you watch the past videos, you know that we've been talking about that 43,415 as the bottom of the channel. And you can see right here again, technically speaking, sure, the price did go slightly down below it, but stayed within the general range of it and then bounced back up. And on the bounce back up, you can see actually right there, rejected by it. But then right here, price got slightly above it and then back down it went inside of the channel. So yeah, today was all over the place, but from a broader scope, nothing really happened. And now again, I realize that, what do you mean nothing really happened? The price was up here and went all the way down there, and then it went all the way back. Yes, that's true, but I'm making the comment from just a multi-session viewpoint. And from a multi-session viewpoint, yeah, nothing really happened because the price is still inside of the sideways channel. But like I said, at least it's a sideways channel on the YM compared to those downwards trend lines that we saw on the ES and the NQ. So YM is certainly looking healthiest of the three indices, and we'll see if the price can get some sort of push up through the upper part of that pattern here in the next session. We're now stepping into the oil market and specifically crude. So looking at CL here, and this will mean more to those that have watched the past video. But I talked about that trend line right there and said, all right, hey, the bulls are making a move. Let's see if they can build something. If not, probably not the greatest sign. And yeah, today it broke down through that level, came down, a slight little consolidation, and then that 1 hour period right there just flushed the price down. So yeah, this trend line is no longer valid at all. Now, I did map out and talk about this area down here at right around the 68.35 mark. And it got close, but never quite hit it. But nonetheless, if this little upwards movement here, because right now in the very near term, we have a bear flag pattern. So if this bear flag pattern does get violated to the downside, again, no guarantees, but I think it's more than plausible to think that the price could bare minimum go down there and test the 68.35 mark. So keep an eye on that. But if this bear flag continues to grind upwards and maybe just all of a sudden explodes back in the upwards direction, main area of resistance that stands out to me right up here at the purple line there, 50 period moving average. You can see right there, that's basically been the thorn in the side of the chart, including, back here acting as resistance. So keep an eye on that if it does try to bounce. But if it does roll back over, then yeah, 68.35 will be that next key, very important level. But yeah, I was thinking maybe oil could get some sort of uptrend going, but that didn't last very long. And as I already pointed out, when that trend line broke, and then you factor in this 60-minute period right there, things got ugly in a hurry. Now taking a step into the precious metal markets and gold. So looking at GC here, and GC is finally acting human. It seemed like for a while it could do no wrong. It could only go up. But this past session here really knocked the price down quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those lines here. And as of right now, to give credit where credit's due, from where the price was at its lows to where it's battled up to, this has been a very solid bounce. But that does lead to the question, yeah, but is there any sort of genuine power behind that bounce? And I have no idea. But by using charts, we can make answering that question very straightforward. So let me change this to green to represent support. And in my opinion, the key level to watch now moving forward on gold, right here at 29.10. Reason for that, I'm not saying this will occur, but if we can agree on the logic that price movements with genuine power are going to show signs of progress, again, not go straight up, but at least just show signs of progress, then if we can agree on that logic, then 29.10 becomes important. Because if the price comes down here and then behaves like that and works its way back upwards, well, what do you have at that point? Well, you'd have a set of lows right here. You'd have lows right here if you envision each of those as stair-steps. Well, now you have stair-steps making progress in the upwards direction, and that's the name of the game. On the flip side, though, if the price were to come down here and then just break down below it, now all of a sudden what do you have? Well, at this point, you'd have the price having gone right back to where it was. And not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that make a great move and then all of a sudden go right back to where they were, not exactly a sign of genuine strength. So in my mind, 29.10, very, very important level. It's going to help us gauge and answer that question. Okay, nasty move here, but nice bounce. Is there genuine power behind it? Let's see if it can show progress by staying above 29.10. So that wraps up the analysis, and just again to invite you to get signed up or at least give Take Profit Trader a try. So if you saw that link at the top of the link or the screen, then that will take you to Take Profit Trader. Fantastic prop firm. They offer all sorts of great tools. I use them and I recommend them as my prop firm trader, and they're also open up to pretty much people around the world if you want access to the USA markets. Now, if you see your country on that list, unfortunately for you, that wouldn't be available. But if your country is not on that list and you want to gain access into the USA markets via the futures market, then definitely check them out and make sure you use that link, because that'll give you the current deal, which is 50% off all of their account prices. So definitely be sure to check them out. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, as always, if you appreciate these, if you enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know if you have any questions. So thanks for watching. Take care.